Welcome to the Drexel App Lab's 6th Xcode 7 and Swift 2 screencast. Today, we'll be adding the finishing touches to our SpaceSmash game, including code to track when our player loses, and a start button to allow them to play and replay our game more easily. If you haven't started this project yet, please check out our previous Swift screencasts for instructions on how to begin. In our last screencast, we added a game-level variable and label to our app, a random square function to our code to create new random frames for our aliens and spaceships, a generate level function to handle all of the alien and spaceship creation, and a loop to continuously add more and more aliens and spaceships to our view as the game level increases. We will use a programming concept called arrays to help us keep track of the aliens and the ships in our view. An array is an object that acts like a list, which stores other objects and allows you to add objects to the array and also remove them from the array. To create a new array, we will type this line. This creates a new array called buttons, which contains objects of type UIButton. We will use this array to hold all of our ship and alien buttons, so we can easily remove them all from the view when the game is over. To add our buttons to our array when they are created, we will add these lines to our makeship and makeAlien functions. Append is a method that is built into arrays in Swift that adds the object that is given to append to the end of the array that append is called on. Next, we will create a new function called remove aliens and spaceships. In this function, we will add code to remove all of the buttons from our view. This code uses a modified approach to a while loop. It iterates through each item in our buttons array and assigns the name B to the current button that the loop is on. Anything we do to B will affect that button in our array. Remove from SuperView is a built-in method for the UIButton class that removes the button it is called on from the view. When the loop runs again, B is used to represent the next button in the array. By doing this, we can easily remove every button from our view. Next, we will type this line. Remove all is a built-in method for arrays that removes all of the objects from the array it is called on. Keep capacity false is an argument to the remove all method that tells the array that we do not want it to stay the same size after we remove all of its objects, so that we can reuse this array without any issues with its size later on. We will call this function in our gameOver function so that when the user loses the game, all of our buttons are removed from the view so the game can be easily reset and restarted. We will also add a line of code to our gameOver function to reset our level to 0. Next, we will add some code to our program that will keep track of how many ships the player has tapped on. This will allow us to make decisions in our code based on what point in the game the user is at. We will add a counter variable, current ships touched, to our code and set it to equal 0. Then we will increment this counter every time a ship is touched by adding this line to our shipTouched function. Once this is in place, we can use what is called an if statement in our program. An if statement is a piece of code that checks the condition that we tell it to, and if it evaluates to be true, runs a set piece of code. We will write our if statement like this. This if statement says that if the number of current ships touched equals the current level of our game, which means that our player has successfully tapped on all of the ships and beaten the current level, then our app should run the function remove aliens and spaceships, generate a new level, and reset the current ship's touch counter to 0. Finally, we will add a start button to our game and connect it to a start function that will run when the game begins. To do this, we will open our utilities, drag a new button to our view from our object library, and edit it to say start. We will right-click and drag the IB outlet of this button to our code to create a new start button variable, and then set it to show when the gameOver function runs. We will then drag the IB action outlet from this label to our code and name our function start. We will change the type from any object to UIButton, and then we will click connect. From here, we will also add in this line to hide the start button when the game begins. Additionally, we will hide the gameOver label by typing this line in our start function. Finally, we will call generate level in our start function. Let's run our game in Simulator. Try tapping on our spaceships and seeing how many levels you can get through. When you tap on the last spaceship in a level, the game should update you to a new level. And if you tap on an alien, it's game over, but the start game should appear and allow you another chance. Congratulations! You have created your own full iPhone game. You can alter this game to use different images, a different background, different rules, and more to give it your own unique touch. We hope this project has been enjoyable for you and that you've learned a lot about Swift programming. As always, you can find more screencasts on our website. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.